It's NFL season again! Finally! I know I've been gone a while, but I'm back. To be honest, it's extremely tiring to do these videos, so I had to take a long break, and that's why I'm only focusing on the NFL in this part of the channel. I am putting up StarCraft 2 content every once in a while, but for this part of the channel, it is mostly going to be NFL videos. This video, as we are very close to the regular season, is just going to be a prediction video on who I believe is going to make the playoffs. That's it. Of course, the next video will be Week 1 predictions. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, we're going to quickly go over the AFC East since, to be honest, there's only one team that really matters. It is the New England Patriots. I think they're going to end up 12-4. They're just better than they were last year. Tom Brady is getting older, and we're waiting for him, as Max Kellerman says, to fall off that cliff. But I really don't think it matters even if he has a lower than average year, because the way Bill Belichick's system works, they can work around that, do short passes, and do a good running game that they're always good at, and just win the division every year. They have a great defense every year, for the most part. And the Jets have a new quarterback in Sam Darnold, or they might start Teddy Bridgewater, but you know Sam Darnold is going to be the starter. They're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. At the height, I think they're going to get to 9-7, which is being really, really nice to the Jets. I think they end up at a 7-9 record, which is an improvement, and which is where I would like them to be this year. You got the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. That's probably going to be the starter. If not, then their other quarterbacks going to go in, and it's a nobody, so who cares? And then you got the Miami Dolphins with Ryan Tannehill. Now, Ryan Tannehill is a decent quarterback, but you really don't think that he's going to do anything. I mean, they could be 9-7, but I don't think they have the pieces around him. They did trade Jay Ajayi last season. They don't have a lot of weapons. Landry's gone, so I think they're going to be kind of crap too. I think Ryan Tannehill can carry them to a few more wins than they're expected to, because he is a decent quarterback in my opinion, but they're probably not going to make the playoffs either. I think the Jets are in second place in this division at 7-9 because of their defense and their young, energetic team. But the New England Patriots will win this division, probably get second place in the AFC, or maybe first going into the playoffs at 12-4. All right, let's go to the AFC North, and this division is really hard to call. I actually think at the top of the AFC North, they're weaker than they used to be, but at the bottom, in the Cleveland Browns, they're stronger than they used to be. So I think the team that's going to win this division is going to be at the height 10-6. Ravens really didn't get much better. Joe Flacco has to have a better season. Maybe he's a little more motivated since they drafted a quarterback in this season, even though he's not going to do anything. Cincinnati Bengals haven't really been playing too great in the preseason. I know they've won, but they haven't really been impressive. They don't really have that many weapons except for A.J. Green. I mean, you can maybe count Jeremy Hill, who's a good guy to get it into the end zone, but I don't love them. Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously they have Antonio Brown, they have Le'Veon Bell, which Le'Veon Bell is arguably the best running back in the league. I'd probably consider him my best running back. And you got Ben Roethlisberger. I think Ben Roethlisberger is on the downswing because of the way he played in the beginning to the middle of his season, getting hit a lot. Great quarterback, obviously, but I don't think he's great anymore. So I think they're probably going to win the division because they're in a weaker division. I think the AFC North is going to be weaker than they've been the last few years. Pittsburgh is going to have a hard time against the NFC this year, and they're going to have a hard time in the division because Cleveland's going to actually probably win some division games this year and not be crap. I can see Cleveland have like 5 wins this year, which people are even putting them at 7, but I don't think that's going to happen because I don't really think Hugh Jackson is a good coach. We're going to find out if he's good this year because they have more weapons, but I don't really think he is. I think he's not going to make it out of the year because of a stupid preseason call that he made where he put Tyrod Taylor back into the game for no reason. Why would you do that? And Baker Mayfield hasn't had any snaps really with the first team. It makes no sense. I don't like Hugh Jackson as a coach. I think if they had a better coach, they can have 6-7 wins with the talent they have on their team this year. I think they could definitely take a game at home against Pittsburgh, against Cincinnati, and against Baltimore this year. They definitely have the possibility of doing that, unlike other seasons where they didn't. The Ravens are probably going to end up 7-9 again, and the Cincinnati Bengals are probably going to end up like 8-8. They're not really great teams. Andy Dalton is a decent quarterback, very good in the regular season, terrible in the playoffs. He's above average, so Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback play isn't really that great. The X factor is going to be if Joe Flacco comes out and plays well like he played in the playoffs earlier in his career. If he goes to that Joe Flacco, which is still not amazing, but it's much better than what it was, they can make the playoffs this year. I don't think they will. I think there's one team coming out of this division. I think it's the Steelers. They'll end up 10-6. And that's the AFC North for you. All right, let's quickly go to the AFC South. This is the division in the AFC that I'm really interested in because, like the AFC North, I think they're going to beat up on each other. Unlike the AFC North, even though the team that could possibly get out of this is going to be 11-5 at the highest or 10-6, it's a really good division with really good teams. So even though they might have around that record that the AFC North has, it's because that they're all great teams rather than the AFC North, which are pretty average teams in my opinion. The AFC South have the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. All teams that are very interesting. Now the Colts don't have a lot around Andrew Luck, but Andrew Luck is Andrew Luck, who has carried this team before. If he stays healthy, you really don't like betting against him. But in this ridiculous division, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they'll end up 7-9, and it'll be a good just comeback for Andrew Luck, and we'll see what happens after that. If he stays with the Colts, I know he has a contract, but still, I don't know if he's going to stay long-term, even longer term than his contract with them. Then you got the Texans. You got Deshaun Watson, who I'm in love with. I think Deshaun Watson is an unbelievable quarterback. I think he's an MVP in the making, like Jalen Ramsey said. And the Houston Texans have a great defense. They just got to stay healthy. If J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney stay healthy, they could easily, I think, win this division. Yes, over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, are they going to stay healthy? Probably not. So that's why I have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming out of this division. I do not like betting on Blake Bortles. I'm betting on everyone around him. So that's Leonard Fournette. That's Jalen Ramsey. That's the other corner that the name escapes me for a second. I don't know why. But he's also, is it Bouye? Yeah, I think it might be Bouye. And I probably pronounced his name wrong. And you have some really good wide receivers on the team. You have a pretty good offensive line. If Blake Bortles just plays decently, they can win this division at 11-5 or even 12-4, in my opinion. But I don't know if he's going to play decently, so I'm going to put them at, I say 11-5, let's say. I say we'll put him at 11-5, maybe 10-6. Because Blake Bortles is not a good quarterback. Don't let it fool you. He is not good. Leonard Fournette is really good. And in fantasy, for some reason, he's ranked like 13th or 14th or 16th somewhere. I think he's better than Kareem Hunt. I think he's better than Melvin Gordon. I think he's better than a lot of these running backs that Leonard Fournette is below. I know he runs like Adrian Peterson, which is scary because even though Adrian Peterson is a beast and he is elusive and he was fast back in the day, he does get injured because of the running style. So maybe that's why, but I really like Leonard Fournette. I'm a huge fan of his. And then you got the Tennessee Titans where Marcus Mariota has progressed. He had 19 TDs last season. He had 19 TDs 2 seasons ago. He had 26 TDs this season. So it's hard to say. I don't love Marcus Mariota. I think he has a lot of weapons. He has a pretty damn good arm. He's really fast. He's got weapons around him. So it's going to be an interesting experience. You got Derrick Henry in the backfield. I would say that the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans are probably going to be the wild cards. Thinking about it now, I think Jacksonville's going to be 11-5. I think Tennessee's going to be 9-7 and sneak into the wild card. And I think Houston is going to be 10-6. Yeah. So I think, those are my three teams coming out of there. So you got the New England Patriots coming out. You got of the AFC East. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming out of the AFC North. And then you got the Houston Texans. First, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 11-5. Houston Texans at 10-6. And the Tennessee Titans at the 9-7 slot, sneaking into the playoffs in that 6th slot. And the last division is the AFC West. You got the Oakland Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Denver Broncos, and the Kansas City Chiefs. And here is the surprise that you guys are not going to believe. And I'm telling you this is going to happen. Okay, so you got the Oakland Raiders, who have Derek Carr, who are probably one of the favorites to win this division. I know Khalil Mack is maybe going to leave. I probably wouldn't trade him, and I don't think he's going to hold out for long. He's going to want to play this year and make the money that he is contracted to. I think if he holds out for more than 8 weeks, I think he doesn't get the money at all. So I think he'll come back at some point. He is a beast. He's obviously probably one of the highest sought out defenders coming to free agency, I think either a couple of years from now, and then also he's going to get a big contract before then. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Oakland Raiders are going to do there. But Derek Carr obviously played really well a couple of years ago. He's been injury plagued ever since. It's going to be you got Michael Crabtree, you got Amari Cooper. So there's a lot of weapons for the Oakland Raiders. You got the Denver Broncos. They don't have a quarterback, and that's really all I got to say about the Denver Broncos. They don't have enough weapons to really do anything else about it. I know they have a good defense, but they don't have a quarterback. It's pretty much the same problem the Jets have had for years and years. They're not going to do well. They're going to be 5-11 this year. I really don't think they're going to have a good season. Kansas City Chiefs do have a quarterback. He's got one cannon of an arm, but he's going to have issues. I'm telling you, he's going to have issues. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I don't think he will be good this year comparatively to other quarterbacks. He might be good as a rookie because even though he sat down last year, it's his first real starting from the beginning of the season with really no pressure when it came to him getting taken out. He's going to be the quarterback for the entire season. They want him to learn. So I think that he's going to take a step back because of that. They do have a lot of weapons. They do have Tyreek Hill. They do have Kareem Hunt, who I think will also have a down year, sophomore year. I think teams started to figure him out at the end of the year. Now, when I say down year, I mean down year comparatively to the year that he had last year, which was 1,300-something yards, a bunch of TDs, and whatever. I think he'll have 900 yards, which is a down year comparatively to last year. So I think he's way too highly rated on fantasy boards. I think people figured him out. You're going to see that this year. He's still going to be good, still going to be serviceable, obviously, but he's definitely not a top 10 pick. And the Los Angeles Chargers, who lost probably 5, I think, or 6 games last year by 1 possession or less. It was unbelievable. Phillip Rivers, I think, is the real deal. I am a huge fan of Phillip Rivers. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he should be a Hall of Famer. To be honest, I think he's better than Eli Manning, but Eli Manning obviously has those 2 Super Bowls, so I don't really have a leg to stand on, but I'm just looking at the eye test here. The Chargers are just a really, really good team that hasn't clicked, and I think this year they're going to click. I think this year they're going to win this division at 10-6, and yes, I said it. Chargers are going to win this division at 10-6, and it's just because all these other teams have question marks. With Oakland Raiders with Khalil Mack and Derek Carr staying healthy and Khalil Mack playing, Denver Broncos having no quarterback, and Kansas City Chiefs playing with a somewhat rookie quarterback, you could pretty much say. And even though I know he was sitting down last season. And Kareem Hunt, I think, is going to have a sophomore slump. Tyreek Hill is unbelievable. He will definitely keep them in games with his return ability, with his wide receiver ability. You got Kelsey. So you got some weapons, but I think you're going to need another year for that quarterback to really blossom. Andy Reid's going to have a down year. And you're going to have the Chargers being the last team, that I'm going over to make the playoffs with a win in the AFC West, 10-6. All right, guys. While going through this video and editing it, I am not going to do my NFC predictions on this video. It's just going to be an AFC prediction video. The NFC prediction video will be coming next week, so stay tuned for that. And then after that will be my Week 1 predictions. I'm probably going to send that out about 2 days before the first game. So get excited, a lot more videos, and check me out on my podcast, which will be coming out soon. Again, I'll be making more episodes. It's all about esports and sports and the communities and just people talking about what they love. And come check me out at Schiff Happens on Podbean, on Google Podcast, on iTunes Podcast, on Apple Podcast, on all that stuff. So come check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and comment below and let me know what you thought. I'm back, guys, and thank God for the NFL being back.